Story number 2. The broadcast. I work as a video editor for a local news station in Portland, Oregon. It's a decent job, steady hours, good benefits. Boring as hell most of the time. My shift is 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., editing footage for the morning broadcast. I'm usually alone in the building except for the skeleton crew running the overnight programming. 3 weeks ago, something happened that I still can't explain. Something that the station management has forbidden me from discussing. But I need to tell someone. I need to know if anyone else has experienced this. It was a Tuesday night. Slow news day. I was editing a puff piece about a local bakery when my monitor flickered. Not unusual. Our equipment is aging and power surges happen. But when the screen came back, the footage had changed. Instead of the bakery interview, I was looking at what appeared to be raw news footage. The timestamp in the corner read, March 15th, 2024, 3:47 a.m. That was weird. Today's date was March 14th. The footage was dated tomorrow. I checked the file path. It wasn't from any of our cameras. It wasn't in our system at all. But somehow, it was playing on my timeline. The footage showed our main anchor desk. Our morning anchor, Patricia Hoffman, sat in her usual seat. But something was wrong. Her makeup was smeared. Her hair was disheveled. And she was crying. I turned up the volume. Please, if anyone is watching this, you need to get out of the city. They're saying it started at the port. But it's spreading. It's spreading so fast. We've lost contact with most of our field teams. The military has established a perimeter around downtown. But static consumed the image. When it cleared, Patricia was gone. The anchor desk was empty. But I could hear sounds in the background. Screaming. And something else. A sound like wet fabric tearing. The camera started to shake. Someone was moving it. The image swung wildly, showing the studio. The lights were flickering. And there were people. Our crew. But they weren't moving right. Their movements were jerky, twitching. Their heads lolled at unnatural angles. The camera dropped to the floor, landing at an angle that showed the studio door. Something was moving in the hallway. Something large. The image was too dark to make out details, but I could see it was dragging one of our cameramen. His body left a dark smear across the floor. Then the footage cut to black. File ended. I sat there frozen, my heart pounding so hard I thought it might break through my ribs. What the hell did I just watch? I checked the timestamp again. March 15th, 2024, 3:47 a.m. That was tomorrow, 6 hours from now. I told myself it was a prank. Someone from the day shift messing with the night crew. But the production quality was too good. The fear in Patricia's eyes was too real. And those sounds weren't something you could fake easily. I tried to delete the file. Access denied. I tried to eject the footage from my timeline. The program froze. When it unfroze, the video was still there. And now there was a second file. This one was time-stamped. March 15th, 2024, 4:23 a.m. I didn't want to watch it. Every instinct told me to shut down the computer, go home, call in sick tomorrow. But I couldn't stop myself. I clicked play. This footage was from a traffic camera. The intersection of Broadway and Yamhill, downtown Portland. The streets were empty except for abandoned cars. Some were still running, their headlights cutting through what looked like fog. But it wasn't fog. It was too dark, too thick. It moved against the wind. As I watched, something emerged from that darkness. A person, at least, it had the shape of a person. But it moved wrong. Its limbs were too long. Its head tilted too far to one side. It walked into the middle of the intersection and stopped. It stood there, perfectly still, facing the camera. Then it raised its arm and pointed, directly at the camera, directly at me. The image zoomed in. I hadn't touched the controls. The camera was zooming itself, closer and closer until the figure's face filled the screen. It wasn't a face. It was a void, a black emptiness where features should have been. But I could feel it looking at me, seeing me, across time, across whatever impossible gap separated that footage from this moment. It knew I was watching. Text appeared on the screen, not captioning, not graphics. Like someone was typing directly onto the video feed. You can't stop it, but you can join US. 3:47 a.m. Be ready. The video ended. I ran. I left everything, my jacket, my keys, my phone. I took the emergency stairs down 6 flights and burst out into the parking lot. I got in my car and drove. I didn't go home. I went to a 24-hour diner on the other side of town and sat in a booth, drinking coffee, until the sun came up. When my shift supervisor called at 8 a.m. asking why I'd abandoned my post, I told him I'd gotten food poisoning. He was pissed, but he didn't push it. I said I'd be back tomorrow night, but I wasn't going back. I couldn't. I went home, packed a bag, and booked a hotel room in Seattle. I'd put distance between myself and whatever that broadcast was warning about. I checked out of the news. I didn't watch TV. I didn't check social media. I didn't want to know. If something happened in Portland on March 15th at 3:47 a.m., I didn't want to see it. But on March 16th, curiosity got the better of me. I searched for Portland news. Nothing. No attacks. No military presence. No mysterious fog. The city was fine. Normal. Like nothing had happened. I called a coworker. Asked if anything weird had gone down during the overnight shift. She laughed. Weirdest thing was you bailing. Why? What did you think happened? I didn't answer. I hung up and sat in my hotel room, trying to make sense of it. Had I imagined it? Some kind of stress-induced hallucination? But it had felt so real. I drove back to Portland that afternoon. I went to the station. My supervisor was there, and he was sympathetic this time. Said I looked terrible, that maybe I should take a few days off. I agreed. But before I left, I went to my editing bay. I had to know. I booted up my computer and checked the project files. The footage was gone. Both videos. No trace of them in the system. No temporary files. No cache. Nothing. But there was one new file on the desktop. A text document titled, "For Your Eyes Only." I opened it. It read, "The broadcast you witnessed was a transmission from a parallel timeline, a reality adjacent to your own, where certain events unfolded differently. On March 15th, 2024, at 3:47 a.m., in that timeline, an unknown biological agent was released at the port of Portland. Within 6 hours, 73% of the city's population was infected. You were chosen to receive this transmission because of your unique position alone at night, with access to broadcast equipment. The signal found its way to you across the barrier between timelines. Your timeline was spared. The event did not occur here, but the barrier is thinning. More transmissions will come. More warnings from realities where things went wrong. Pay attention. The next broadcast may be the one that saves your world, or it may be the one that dooms it. Watch for the signal. 3:47 a.m. Always 3:47 a.m. I printed the document. When I tried to open it again, it was gone. Deleted. No recovery possible. I should have quit that day. I should have walked away from that job and never looked back. But I didn't, because part of me, the part that needs to understand, that can't let mysteries go unsolved, needed to know if it would happen again. It did. Last night, March 28th, 3:47 a.m., my monitor flickered. When it came back, there was new footage. This time, the timestamp read, April 2nd, 2024, 3:47 a.m., 5 days from now. The footage showed Seattle, the Space Needle. But something was wrong with the sky. It was the wrong color, a deep red, like the atmosphere was on fire. And there were shapes in the clouds, large, moving, not aircraft, something organic. The camera panned down to the streets. People were running, not from something chasing them. They were running towards something, a gathering point. And at that gathering point in the center of Seattle Center was a structure that hadn't been there before, a tower, black, pulsing with light that hurt to look at. People were walking into it, willingly, their faces blank, their movements synchronized. Thousands of them disappearing into that impossible structure. The footage cut to a news desk. A Seattle anchor I recognized. He was reading from a script, but his eyes were wrong, completely black. like the figure from the Portland footage. If you're watching this, he said, his voice flat, emotionless. It's already too late for your timeline. The convergence has begun. All realities will collapse into the prime event. 3:47 a.m., April 2nd. It happens everywhere at once. There is no escape. There is only acceptance. The broadcast ended. A new text file appeared on my desktop. Warn them or join them. Your choice. I don't know what to do. I can't go to the authorities. They'll think I'm insane. I can't warn people about something that hasn't happened yet. Something from a timeline that might not even be real. But what if it is real? What if these broadcasts are warnings? What if I'm seeing the future, or futures, playing out in front of me? It's March 29th now. I have 4 days until whatever is supposed to happen in Seattle. I've called friends who live there, told them to leave the city on April 1st. Make up an excuse. Just get out. They think I'm having a breakdown. Maybe I am. But tonight, I'll be at my editing bay at 3:47 a.m., waiting for the next transmission. Because if there's even a chance that what I'm seeing is real, I have to watch. I have to know. And if the broadcast comes, if it shows me another impossible future, another reality collapsing into nightmare, I don't know if I'll run, or if I'll finally understand that some things can't be prevented, that some futures are inevitable, and that 3:47 a.m. isn't just a time. It's a countdown.